Hello and welcome back to Ultimate Marble Racing. Today we have a showcase and I've changed the schedule slightly, so for those watching this on Twitch, the track showcases are now going to be on Tuesdays. So it'll be a track showcase Tuesday. So yeah, I'm sorting out a new schedule ahead of time ready for season 2. So we're no longer going to be doing multiple races in the same day, we'll be spreading them out across the week. So it'll be hopefully a video or a stream a day throughout Monday to Fridays. That's the current plan. It's not finalized yet. I've just got to sort out the track list and then we're good to go with the new season. Just got to make sure they're all working and get a final list ready, and then I think we are good to go. So before we get started here, if you're watching this, please of course follow on Twitch. It will really help with the Twitch channel. You'll be able to watch live as well as take part and compete in the races yourself. And on YouTube, if you're watching over there, please subscribe because that will really help out the channel. I've noticed that my rate of sort of viewers to subscribers, it's very, very different. So there's a lot of unsubscribed viewers. So if you can subscribe, that would help out a lot. It'll really help with the channel growth. It will help me, and it will help bring more content and hopefully better content in the future as well. With all that out of the way, let's just get into this showcase. So this is the Tri-Spinner Raceway by T-Dub Morris, one of our own racers. So let's check it out. So when they submitted this into the Discord, of course check out the Discord, the link will be below on YouTube or in the chat on Twitch. This was submitted over there. They said it was designed with UMR in mind, so there are shortcuts. It's meant to be pretty balanced. It does look interesting. I can see the shortcuts there all laid out with the black tracks, so they're quite visible to see. A few ladders, of course ladders aren't the most popular thing, but I know they now have speed settings, so these look like they're a lot quicker. Except for that one over there, it looks like it's running a bit slower than these ones. So hopefully it's not too much waiting time on the ladders. We've got a good few grid spots as well, so from looking at it, looking good. But it'll all come down to how it performs. So see how it runs. I've just had a community sub gift from Demon. Thank you so much. I couldn't see that because it was covered up by my text in the top left, so I had to look elsewhere to see that. Gifted one tier 1 sub. Thank you so much for that. Yes, so getting distracted. Yeah, so let's get everyone in. Hopefully everyone's here. Looks like they are. My space, trying to pause things. Definitely need a new keyboard as soon as possible because my keys are starting to stick or double tap, which is not going to be great for this. My space is not working very well, so pausing things is a little bit tricky. Hopefully I'll get a new keyboard at some point. So we've got everyone in. Of course, everyone who is in the Discord and is in a team is up at the front. Make sure you do get into one if you want a skin ready for the new season, because once the season starts, you will be locked in with the skin you have. And of course, if you're new or you're seeing this, make sure you follow before the season starts as well if you want to be entered into the season. I will not be adding people part of the way through like we have done previously, because it just makes things a little bit trickier. It'll be locked in from the start of the season all the way to the end, so if you follow mid-season, you'll have to wait until the season ends to be added. But let's get this underway. So, see if it actually plays. It did. And they go down the first straight, so we're doing 5 laps. Everyone piling up on the right. Left route being the best one there, so Snorker and Wood making the breakaway at the start. Amazon 20 something typewriter keyboard. Oh, I will take a look if I remember. So Stanky moving up into second, getting the better line through there. Everyone else getting free, getting held up going from that right side at the start. Oh, need to get used to this camera control again. Try and dodge the overlapping track pieces. So Stanky actually moving up into the lead, Snorker just behind, and then the main group all making their way through the zigzag, all piled together. See at the very back we've got TJ, McWave and Dirt Monster. So into the first splitting point. Looks like the right side will be the quicker one, so Stanky choosing well, as long as it gets a good drop, which they do. So a very good start for Stanky. Got Westport also attempting the same, not quite as quick down, but definitely the quicker route, as that will move them into third. A nice little entry point here with the barrier and the booster. I assume this is to prevent anyone bouncing around or flying off, keep everyone locked in, and force everyone onto the ladder so they don't get pushed out. So that's a very good idea. You see everyone piling on. Superboss having a bit of trouble, almost bouncing off the edge. And that looks like everyone on, so McWave now at the back. We head up to the top of the ladder. So Westport and Demon making some good positions. Magic as well. So Demon up to 4th, Magic in 5th, Mini in 6th. See Stanky off the ladder and on the move. Of course, with this track having UMR in mind, I will be judging it for potential entrance into this upcoming season. If all goes well here, seems good and competitive, it may get a spot in the track list for season 2. So Stanky is into the bowl, then Snorker and Demon. Demon moving up into the top 3. Westport just trying to hold off Mini. Then Magic, Mario, Ib, Wood, Space Comet, Cutsy, just in time, Alice, and then the pack following. Shona with an incredible drop down, going to be moving up to 2nd and chasing Stanky down. Demon 3rd, Woods gained up to 4th, but there is a shortcut. So Snorker's managed to grab the shortcut, attempting to pull the lost positions back. With a good drop down here, this could move them up into 1st. See how it goes. Demon saying, "Don't jinx me, I will try my best." But you know how these go. They can Snorker get down. Snorker having trouble with the bowl. It looks like Stanky is going to be quicker. Shona as well. So Snorker maybe to get the drop down into 3rd. Which they do. Cutsy with a good run down the straight. Demon, unfortunately, already looking to be jinxed, is losing a few positions. Yep. That has not gone well. We see Zach dropping down. Mini's going to be side by side with Zach, just beating Zach on. So that's going to be side by side with Wood on the ladder. Stanky and Shona fighting at the top, trying to get that number 1 spot. Missing that shortcut, so there's another shortcut opportunity there. Snorker's going to miss it as well. So it's Cutsy. So Demon dropping to 8th. Losing a position down to 9th from Muffin. But getting into the shortcut. Got Muffin, Demon and Armtech in the shortcut. See how they make their way through it. Alice is through as well. So where does the shortcut come out? Down here. So with Snorker having some trouble. What's happened to Stanky? I think Stanky's been pushed back quite a bit. So Muffin's already through and out the shortcut. Demon's going to move up to 2nd. Don't worry. Don't worry, Demon. You've been redeemed. Snorker in 3rd. Alice in 4th. Armtech 5th. Stanky dropping a lot of positions, moving down to 8th behind Shona and Wood. Then Barto and Mini. into the big bowl. So Muffin already moving on to the next ladder. Demon getting bumped by Stanky. Stanky will use that to get into the bowl quicker, which will delay Demon a little bit more, but they do drop down, losing only a few positions. Down to 6th. Don't say a word. Well, when you're up towards the front, can't be avoided. So Muffin in the lead. Armtech getting held up by the spinner, so Snorker's going to come through. Stanky with a good line, going to cut in front of Armtech. Going to block them off the ladder as well, making that tricky for them. Then Alice followed by Demon, then Barto, Shona and Wood. You see the main pack further back. Take a look at the orders. Everyone can see where they are. Don't know if you've lost anyone yet. The timing on that. So, there goes Alice off the track. So it looks like we have a DNF. Alice, unfortunately, in the top 5, I think, is now out of the race. Muffin's absolutely miles ahead at the moment. See Space Comet falling off, almost landing on the track again, but going off into the spinners at the bottom. So I think they're falling off on this main straight. Don't know what could be causing it. It might just be big impacts into this first spinner or colliding with each other. But clearly you have to be careful going down this main straight. So a couple of DNFs so far, not too bad. Always like the bit of action. Barto and Snorker getting held up massively. Wood's going to sneak through and take those positions. Demon moves up to 4th. Muffin still off in the lead, gaining time. Stanky and Armtech fighting side by side for 2nd. The Muffin onto the next ladder. Armtech and Stanky will be side by side. And Wood, Mini, Cutsy and Demon all very close together. Demon missing out on the ladder entry, but won't be far behind. We've got Storm King, Shona and T-Dub. A few people getting the shortcut here. So while we wait for them to get up the big ladder, see where everyone else is coming through. I think I might have heard that there's been an update on predictions on Twitch as well, where you can now have more than 2 choices. But I think it's limited to 10, so I still don't know how we would get a use out of it for these sort of races. Because we have way more races than 10. And even for the team seasons we have more than 10 teams, so still don't think we're going to get any use out of it. So Muffin, Stanky and Armtech in the bowl. Mini just dropping in, followed by Demon, Cutsy and Wood. So Muffin heading out, not the quickest release. We'll see if anyone gets the shortcut. Stanky and Armtech side by side, going either side of the shortcut entry point. Stanky's going to move up into that 2nd place. Mini just avoiding it. Demon into the shortcut. Can they be effective with it? No one else is getting in. going to be down to the time here. Demon get out of the shortcut before Muffin makes it down the straight. With Muffin bouncing left to right, it's going to be slowing them down. Stanky shooting straight through the middle is going to take that top spot. Stanky and Muffin make it through and to the ladder before Demon can get out of the shortcut, but Demon's out in third. Bit of a backspin on the release. Means Minnie and Wood are going to have a run down with a bit more pace. Means Minnie's going to get past Demon. Onto the ladder. Demon just beating Wood onto the ladder. So Stanky off at the top, closely followed by Muffin. Armtech seems to have dropped a lot of positions. But I don't want to get this shortcut. This seeming to be probably the best of the three shortcuts. It has a very quick release on it. As long as you don't get caught up on one of the triangles, a very effective shortcut to take. So Stanky managing to get the boost pad. Muffin having trouble on one of the spinners. Gonna slow them down, meaning Minnie's caught up but also getting sent back by the spinner. Demon's going to try and sneak through but does not succeed. Going to get held up on that left side as well, just struggling. Need to go around the right side of this spinner to get past. Finally getting pushed free by Snorker, and Snorker's going to end up in that tricky spot. Dom gets past. Demon losing a few positions. So we see China getting stuck on one of the pins. That is going to be the end of the race for them. The Demon gets pushed all the way down to 10th with that one. Muffin currently with the fastest lap in second, then Minnie, Wood, Shona, Storm King, Cutsy, T-Dub and Dom. See Pesky Bird has fallen off in the background. So Stanky coming round to the final ladder on lap 2. Approaching the halfway point in this showcase. I'm going to say race. I suppose it is a race, but Muffin second, Minnie still third, Wood's trying to gain. Then Shona, there's a big gap back to T-Dub. Getting held up on the spinner. We've got a big pack here, just in time sneaking past Demon. Storm King dropping a few positions. But Andrew, Harry, Snorker and Sawyer all grouped together. And we see Cutsy, Diamond Swords and Dom. So back up to the line. So Woods moved up to third, Minnie in fourth, Shona in fifth. T-Dub's going to sneak through and take that spot from Shona. Demon's going to sneak through past the spinners very effectively. So everyone else is getting held up. Tut tut. Yeah, it's very up and down at the moment for the U-Demon. Currently holding a 6th spot. Not too bad. Muffin having some trouble means Stanky's just going to make an absolute breakaway in that top spot. Bounced by Minnie and Wood. See Zor falling off in the background. Demon with the bounce going to get blocked out by Harry. Harry making it very tough. Zor flying off into the distance. But just in time, sneaking past Demon. Snorker doing the same. Doesn't look like anyone's getting into the shortcut at the moment. As I say that, Harry does, so Harry's going to gain some positions here if they're quick. If they are quick enough. Good drop down. Will be enough. Because I'm jinxing you. No, it's just the way it is. Happens to everyone. Although you are now down to 12th. But Stanky, on the other hand, absolutely breaking away in that top spot. The big lead over Muffin. Then a bit of a gap down to Storm King, Mini and Wood. You see Dazza in the background having some problems. The big pack of back runners as Stanky drops into the bowl. Just in time, Snorker, T-Dub and Harry fighting there. Harry getting sent backwards. Snorker's going to try and sneak around the outside of T-Dub, but T-Dub won't let it happen. Not on their own track. The Storm King down, Wood down. T-Dub making it down as well. A very good run by them. Just narrowly avoiding the shortcut. China is still stuck on the pin. Looks like Shona's going to be getting into this shortcut. We'll be seeing some positions gained here. See Stanky heading down the straight. Decent run, but Mini and Muffin are both gaining. Shona having trouble getting out of the bowl. Exit the shortcut. Storm King is going to get past. Good exit by Shona, bouncing the right way. And Wood just in time, and T-Dub will be behind. Budo falling off in the background. Then we see the pack of Snorker, Harry, Cutsy and Demon. Behind them is Boer, Beefcake, Mario, Diamond Swords, Magic, Sawyer and Dom. All bunched up, trying to stay within the top 20. Is anyone going to get this shortcut? Looks like Stanky got a shortcut, just realised, so that's going to be a massive increase on the lead for Stanky. Absolutely running away with this. Mini in second. Muffin trying to fight off Storm King. Storm King's going to try and get around the outside. Getting caught up in the spinner. Not looking good for Storm King. Not looking good for Wood either. So Storm King losing a few positions. Wood losing a lot of time. Spinner seems to be an absolute killer on your time. You get stuck in it. T-Dub is as well. So up at the front it's Stanky, Mini, Muffin, Shona and Snorker. Doesn't look like we're seeing anyone else. Oh, we have got a few in the shortcut up here. But Jenny, James, Stormy and Skyline. So they'll be gaining a few spots. Not enough to get into the top 20 though. Snorker with a bad release off the top of the ladder. His Muffin's going to break away. See, Super Boss is off in the distance. Stanky is already across onto lap 4. While Mini is only approaching the halfway mark of the ladder. Further back, looks like Demon's dropped all the way down to 15th. Still holding the top 20, but a lot of positions dropped. Dom sneaks past, pushing him down to 16th. And Diamond Swords were James and Stormy making up the top 20. Jenny's trying to fight in to get into that top 20, so is Magic. They both pass Stormy. And then Cheese, Sawyer and Mario just outside of the top 20. The audacity. Indeed. Slowing down on the second half of your race. But when the season comes around, that's where it counts. These track showcases are just casual warm-ups. So Stanky miles off in the lead still. Shona and Mini fighting for that second spot. Mini's going to get held up, meaning Shona can break away and Muffin has a chance to get in here, but getting hit by the spinner as well. Then just in time, Snorker, Storm King and Wood coming through. Storm King and Snorker with a good path through, puts them right behind Muffin. Storm King making it past Muffin. But Muffin bouncing around. Snorker's going to hit them. Wood's going to come through with a good line. It's pushed back by Muffin, fighting for that position. And just in time, Andrew, Cutsy, Snorker and Harry all fighting in a group. Meanwhile, I've just noticed Shona's moved up to the top spot and Stanky is dropping positions. Have we lost Stanky? We have. Stanky has gone off. So has Space Comet. I don't know where that happened. Don't know if we saw it, but Stanky has gone off an absolute throw with such a big lead. So a dramatic turn puts Shona up into the first spot. Mini in second, Storm King third. Muffin with the fastest lap in fourth, Wood in fifth. Can't be a UMR race without some drama. We see quite a bit of a spread around the track. See Barto falling off in the background. I just realised we have 2 demons. I've literally just noticed. How's that happened? Oh, we've also got... Okay, so we've got some duplicates, I've just realised. You see Ib going off. So... yeah, interesting. Clearly something wrong with the grid, maybe? I mean, the grid looked alright to me, but I swear... Am I seeing things? No, I definitely saw two demons. There's one here. And there was one that went across the start line. Now I'm getting all confused. I definitely saw 2 demons and 2 blockmasters. There's a blockmaster here, and there's a blockmaster here. 2. I've got a Demon here, which is the one in 14. And I'm sure there's one further back somewhere. Ah, one here. So yes, there are duplicates somehow. So I thought the grid looked fine at the start. I thought we had the right amount, but apparently we have some duplicated ones. So I'll have to keep an eye out for that for next time and figure out what's happened there. Definitely don't want that happening in the season. We see Nick's gone off in the background. And Harry into the most effective shortcut. See Jenny and Just in Time flying past Wood. Big gains for them, moving up to second and third. Storm King's in first. So while all this confusion stuff was going on, I've seen a big change in positions. Beefcake with an amazing drop down will steal that top spot. Then Wood in second, Storm King in third, Just in Time fourth, Jenny fifth, Shona sixth. See Shady has gone off in the background. Snorker falling off as well, one of the strong contenders in this race. So a few people dropping out on this lap. And some of the front runners just losing momentum. Pushing some of the racers from further back up into them top spots. So Beefcake in first, Wood in second, Jenny third, Just in Time fourth, Shona fifth, Storm King sixth, Muffin seventh, still holding that fastest lap, Dom eighth, James Knight. Beefcake just taking the fastest lap as we go into the final lap. And Wood with a big hit and a bounce as well is going to be an end to the race. So it is coming through this too quick, hitting the spinner wrong can throw you off, so you have to be careful coming through here. Shona with a controlled stop, so that will be an end to Wood's race after a strong second place going to the final lap. You do have to be careful and be going across that finish line too quick. So Just in Time is going to move up and take that second spot, but Shona, Jenny and Storm King are all fighting to take it away. Shona's going to move up and steal that second place. Jenny in third, Just in Time fourth, Storm King fifth. But Beefcake breaking away in the lead on this final lap. There's a bit of a gap back to Muffin, who's losing time in these final two laps. School of Thugs has come out of nowhere. Then we've got Dom, James, Magic, Cheese, who's gained a lot of positions as well. Minnie, Harry, Cutsy, Snorker, which I think is another Snorker. Didn't we lose a Snorker? I'm sure we lost Snorker. Then Demon, Diamond Swords, Zach, Sawyer and Armtech making up the top 20. So Beefcake onto the ladder. Looks like no one's got this shortcut so far. We see Storm King getting onto the ladder in second, Shona in third. School of Thugs will get into the shortcut to try and gain a few positions. School of Thugs currently in 11th. Bit of a sprint down to the ladder as they move up to 8th. We side by side with Magic and Muffin. Demon dropping another position down to 18th, just trying to hold on in the top 20. But Beefcake is on the move again. Can they hold this lead through to the end? You watch everyone else coming through to the ladder. So back up to the front runners. Storm King into the bowl, closely followed by Shona. Then Just in Time, and then Jenny. Can any of them get the shortcut and try and close the gap on Beefcake? I think the final shortcut's going to be very important this lap. Could be game changing. No one going into this shortcut. The Beefcake will keep hold of that first place. James gets in, but it's too late to be able to compete with Beefcake. But can they get out to compete with second? A jump straight into the bowl. Very good entry. Will line them up very well to get into that second spot. Through to the last part of the shortcut already. Dropping out. A good exit puts them in second and closing the gap slightly on Beefcake. But with such a big lead, I don't think Beefcake has anything to worry about yet. But the final shortcut could change things. So Beefcake just missing out on it. Will James be able to get a second shortcut in a row and steal that top spot on this final lap? Good line, but they're just going to narrowly miss out. The Beefcake will keep hold of that number one spot. Shona just missing out as well. Just in Time with a good line, makes it in, can Just in Time get a good run through the shortcut. Making their way through the obstacles. Let's see where Beefcake is. Beefcake already heading down to the straight. Just in Time. I'll have to be quick through here for a chance to even try and compete with that top spot. Beefcake missing the booster. It's not going to be enough for Just in Time. Beefcake already passed the exit of the shortcut, but Just in Time could try and steal second place. They fly up past Storm King, moving up to second. James losing a few spots. Magic moving up to fourth with that shortcut. Got Cheese in the shortcut. But Shona and James already making their way round. Cheese coming out behind, moving up to seventh. See Andrew off in the background. Snorker in the shortcut. Get past Dom and chase down School of Thugs and Minnie. Beefcake actually being closely followed by Storm King now. Losing a lot of time. Can they keep hold of this first place down to the finish line? A hit off the spinner, but Storm King's going to crash into them, pushing them forward. Just in Time bumping into Storm King. That might have just saved Beefcake from losing that top spot. Good entry onto the ladder. Storm King, little bounce Just in Time just behind, but as we go up to the finish line, it looks like this could be a win for Beefcake. So we see James, Shona and Cheese. Cheese doing incredible work in the final couple of laps. A lot of positions gained as we see Beefcake crossing the line, taking that number one spot and still holding that fastest lap. Storm King in second, very closely followed by Just in Time in third, Magic in fourth. So a good run for the finishers. They have a first place and a fourth place. James in fifth, Shona sixth, Cheese in seventh, Jenny in eighth. School of Thugs closely followed by Minnie. School of Thugs will take 9th. Mini 10th. Snorker 11th. Don 12th. Muffin 13th. Harry 14th. Armtech coming through to take 15th. Space against 16th. Zach 17th. Demon in a sprint to the end alongside Superboss. Who's going to get the position first? Although Demon's just ahead. We'll take 18th, Superboss 19th, and Sawyer 20th to make up the top 20. So Demon with a few position losses in the second half of this showcase, but still finishing in the top 20. So it could be worse. See everyone else coming across the line. Speed things up a little bit. So we'll go over to our winner, MMA Beefcake, winner of this track showcase. A very good run by them and holding the fastest lap as well. Oh, bit of a zoom in. What's going on here? There we go. So yeah, it's a good track. I think it does have the potential to be in the season. You'll probably see this in the track list for this upcoming season, most likely. Figure out why we had some duplicates going on. I've probably just overlooked something when putting the grid in. Because I know that there was a change to the way the grid works and the way you put the marbles in. So it's quite good for reordering. It makes it a bit simpler, but I'm guessing if I'm not paying attention, I can kind of duplicate some of them by accident. So yeah, I'll look into that. And of course, like I said at the start as well, once again, if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe and leave a like on the video as well if you enjoyed it. It really helps with the channel. There's a lot of viewers that aren't subscribed on YouTube. If you subscribe, will help the channel out a lot. It'll help me bring more content and hopefully better content in the future. And of course, check out the Twitch. You can watch live, you can follow over here, help me out a lot as well. And you'll get to take part in the seasonal races and the track showcases. But yeah, it's a good track as we see everyone now finishing. We can have a look at the positions. So outside of the top 20. Thank you so much for the 10 bits from Wood. We see our DNFs at the bottom, so quite a few DNFs. Actually see the duplicates as well, hopefully. Or not. Okay, so now I definitely feel like I'm losing my mind. We definitely looked at 2 of the same people multiple times. However, in the results, there's only one. So, I have no idea. As we can see, there's only one demon in 18th. There isn't another one. What was the other one? Blockmaster. Where is Blockmaster? Blockmaster in 36th. And there's not another one. Okay, I have no idea what's happened. There was definitely more than one on the track. But, hey, the results say otherwise. So yeah, don't know what that was about. Maybe a glitch. Who knows? Bit of an odd one. But yeah, I'll have to do some testing and see if that happens again. Hopefully we don't get that happening when the season starts. Yeah, great track. Definitely add it to the list. Very enjoyable. And that'll do it for this track showcase. So of course I've changed all my stream times a bit. The stream schedule that's been updated is in the Discord. I'll probably still be doing some other games in between, just to fill some space, and because I enjoy it. So there'll be some other games happening as well in some of the gaps. Yeah, hopefully this season will be starting soon. I would say aiming for next week, but I don't want to promise anything. So there'll be an announcement in the Discord when it does start up. So keep an eye out for that. Yeah, it shouldn't be too long, and then season 2 will be on the move. So that's going to be it for this stream. So I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.